Top 10 Most Anticipated New Summer 2022 Anime. It's almost time to dive into the hot new anime season, which means we have a few weeks left until we can start enjoying some fresh storytelling. We have put together our own list of 10 most anticipated new summer 2022 anime. This year's summer season has already seen a number of series hit the airwaves, but that's all just practice. The real show is coming. Here are 10 most anticipated new anime that will premiere in summer 2022, based on everything we have heard and what we expect to come out at launch point. Starting off with our number 10, animexirst. Shu, a young man who owns and operates a small business in the area, leads a manager life due to his reckless spending. Kisara, a girl who visits Shu's office and home because she is constantly concerned about him. She works while attending high school in Veron City, doing everything from clerical work to housework. Ayano, Shu's ex-girlfriend and a senior colleague at the corporation he had previously worked for, is also worried about him. Thus, begins the slapstick romantic comedy of three people in a slightly unusual relationship that takes place on an artificial island in the Pacific Ocean. Number 9. Uncle from Another World. The story follows about a man who was in comatose for 17 years straight, and during this time, he was Isekai-ed into another world with magic. The protagonist is strong but extremely ugly compared to other men in other world. Others call him Arg. Though he meets an elf girl who has a personality of a tsundere, the time before he went in comatose, the concept of tsundere didn't exist, so he thought she was just being courteous with her actions. Surprisingly, he wakes up, that is, returned to the original world where the time has progressed and lots of changes happened. New game consoles, new concepts. He can use magic in his original world too. He tells his nephew about all his adventures and he thinks that he has gone insane, but soon believes him as he shows his power to him. Number 8. Kinsou no Vermeil. Also, on the verge of failing the summoning magic class and having to repeat the year, stumbles upon a grimoire and draws a magic circle, summoning the sealed demon Vermeil and making her his familiar. She has been a feared devil since ancient times and possesses tremendous power to cause disasters. Vermeil, as a familiar, necessitates magical energy on a daily basis, which she obtains from also via passionate kisses. Lilia, Alto's childhood friend, grows envious of their relationship, while the students are also taken back by the unprecedented familiarity. The royal road fantasy of a magician on the edge of failure and an unhealthy devil sister begins. Number 7. Soredemo Ayumu wa Yosetekuru. On a whim, first-year Ayumu Tanaka quits the kendo club to join the illegitimate Soji club. Urushi Yatome, the president of the club and a master of shogi, is thrilled to finally have a playing partner. As Ayumu's upperclassman, Urushi endeavors to be his shogi mentor and student role model. Too often, however, she finds herself blushing with embarrassment. Stone-faced and honest, Ayumu sees no issue with calling Urushi cute. Although Ayumu likes her, he refrains from confessing and promises himself to first beat her in a game of shogi. Through school life and shogi games, the two students have many hilarious and heartwarming adventures. Ayumu enjoys every second with Urushi, but he is still a long way from beating her in shogi. With the commitment he made to himself, will Ayumu ever get the chance to confess his feelings to Urushi? Number 6. Rent a Girlfriend Second Season. Rent a Girlfriend is an anime about Kazuya, who rents a girlfriend out of frustration. Things get complicated as she returns out to attend the same college, lives next door, and their grandmas are close friends. In Japan, the lonely have a new way out: online services that rent out dads, children, even girlfriends. When Kazuya's true love dumps him, he's just desperate enough to try it, and he's shocked at how cute and sweet his rental girlfriend turns out to be. But she wants to keep their relationship a secret, and there is a complication. She goes to his university and their grandmothers are in the same home and they live next door to each other. And Kazuya finds out she's not nearly as nice in real life. Moving on to our number 5, Call of the Night. This isn't for everyone. I think it targets a fairly niche audience, but if you are part of the audience, then you will love this. One night, sleepless Yamori sleeps out of his home to walk the streets of his town. Life after dark is a revelation, especially when he meets flirtatious Nanakusa. She's a lot more fun to share the night with than old drunks on park benches. When she invites him to spend the night at her place in an abandoned building, he's shocked. But when he awakens to kisses on his neck with a little too much bite to them. The story so far is soothing to read. It has a hint of comedy and a fun, cozy atmosphere. The art is as good as it gets, beautiful and detailed with a variation to less detailed art style for funny, non-serious scenes, adding onto the mood. Number 4. Hataraku Maou-sama Second Season. A series about a bunch of otakus with superpowers. When Demon King Saturn was facing his demise at the hands of hero Emilia, he had no choice but to quickly flee to another world with his demon general Alciel. However, upon their arrival, the twosome is taken back with the realization they have lost almost all of their magic, and moreover, were transformed into ordinary humans and are stranded in an otherworldly place called Japan. To survive, the Demon King must now work a part-time job at a fast food joint and attempt to adapt to modern society the best pair can as Japanese citizens, all while scheming to rule over the country in the process. But with the hero Emilia and others on Saturn's tail to slay him for good, will Japan ever become his new domain? Number 3. My Isekai Life. I gained a second character class and became the strongest sage in the world. Whether at the office or at home, corporate drone Yuzi Sano works all the time. So when his home PC flashes a message about him being summoned to another world, Yuji restarts his machine, only to find that he is inadvertently accepted to the summons. Now in a fantasy world, far removed from paperwork and computers, Yuji has just one thing on his mind: waking up from what he thinks is a dream and getting back to the mountain of work he left behind. But his other world has other plans for Yuzi, who quickly discovers his monster tamer character class allows him to befriend slimes. And thanks to their number, those slimes help him absorb so much magical knowledge that he gains a second character class in the blink of an eye. How will Yuji wield his power now that he's the greatest sage the realm has ever known? And what about all the paperwork? 2. Overlord 4. This is the 4th season of Overlord. On the night of his favorite MMORPG scheduled to be shut down, veteran player Momanga stays logged in until the clock hits 0. The screen goes dark for only a few moments before he finds himself completely immersed in the online world of Yggdrasil. Left with all of his characters' devastating powers, total dominion over his loyal NPCs, and nothing better to do, Momonga decides to try his hands at taking over the world. All the hours he has spent grinding and dungeon crawling have certainly paid off, and as he tests his strengths on local rogues and legendary beasts, he comes to realize that not one opponent can stand against his might. Embracing his new identity as the fearsome mage Ainch-Ol Gaon, Momonga continues his search for bigger, badder adversaries, leaving the people of Yggdrasil to wonder who exactly is trapped with who. And finally, number 1. Classroom of the Elite 2nd Season. Ayanokuzi Kiyotaka has just enrolled at Tokyo Kudo Ikushi Senior High School, where it's said that 100% of students go on to college or find employment. But he ends up in class 1D, which is full of all the school's problem children. What's more, every month, the school awards student points with a cash value of 100,000 yen, and the classes employ a laissez-faire policy in which talking, sleeping, and even sabotage are permitted during class. But among all the students who led such self-indulgent lives, there is one who disagrees with it all and chooses to remain solitary, avoiding contact with others: the beautiful Horikita Suzune. She has figured out that even though the school gives students huge amounts of money, it also offers many means of assistance for students with no money. 1 month later, Ayanokuzu, Horikita, and the students of Class D learned the truth of the system in place within their school. Well, this was it for today's list and the video, but before ending, if you really did enjoy our today's video, make sure you drop a like and also make sure that you are subscribed to us. And leave that notification bell set to ringing so you won't miss out on any of our future updates. You can always leave your views and suggestions down below in the comment section. Till the next one, see ya and peace out.